Hey, Queen.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey, sis.
It's almost that time again
for Women of Hope Week.
I would like to invite you to come hang out with us
virtually on March the 8th through the 14th.
We've got some exciting plans for you the entire week.
We want to see you there.
You definitely don't want to miss it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pink Table Talk. How are you all doing today? My name is Loria Reed, and I'm your host, and we are so excited to have you with us women. This is our show for us, by us, ladies. And today we have an outstanding subject that we're talking about. So go ahead on, begin sharing and liking this, letting your friends know that we're on today. We are talking about Lost in Translation. And I've got three of our women friends from House of Hope Atlanta that I can't wait to introduce to you guys. But really quickly, go ahead on, share this, like this, text your girls, let them know that we're on, or send this link to somebody if it's after the show has already been completed. So let me introduce who we have coming up today. You guys can bring them on up, my girls. I've got Miss Stephanie, I've got Natalie and Chandler with me today. Hey, y'all.
Hi.
Aren't they beautiful, you guys? So, okay, let me introduce each one of them, and they're all very dear to me. Chandler is a beautiful teacher in Gwinnett County School. She's our young baby in her 20s, as we like to say, but she's very wise. Sweet girl from Valdosta, Georgia. She's a teacher and just a cheerleading coach as well, y'all. When she starts talking, you can tell she's a coach. You know, they had that little raspiness thing going. But anyway, I love her, a native of Valdosta, Georgia. Y'all say hello to Chandler. Hey, Miss Chandler.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. And next, Miss Natalie. She's been on before. She's my girl. Both of them, Chandler and Natalie, are in our small groups and also assist with Women of Hope. And I'm just so glad that she's on today. She assists with so much. She's just, I don't even know where to start with all the things that she knows how to do. She's an attorney, great person, wonderful woman. You all, please welcome Natalie. Look, she's from Savannah too, y'all, with all the good seafood. Hey, Natalie.
Hello. So glad to be here.
Yes. And you guys, we have my pew partner. Well, she's my pew behind me partner. But Miss Stephanie, she is always elegant, always so graceful, nice. She's the person that you want to be. I mean, at any age. I just love her spirit, her personality. She and her husband are just great people. Her son, grandchildren, daughter-in-law, all of that. Just a wonderful person. I can't wait for her to get to talking and we all just have our good girl chat. Would you all welcome Miss Stephanie Akins? Look at how pretty she is, y'all. Hey, Miss Stephanie.
Thank you. Hello. It's great to be here.
Yes, and I'm glad to have you guys. So, okay, we're talking about being lost in translation and how as younger women, seasoned women, in between women, middle-aged women, we kind of don't talk with each other, but we kind of talk at each other. And I kind of wanted to have a girl chat about this because sometimes some older women, I'm not going to say all, some look down on the younger women. And then some of the younger women look down on the older women and say, hey, y'all can't tell me nothing. Y'all weren't born during this time. So how do you all feel about that? And I'll start with you, Miss Stephanie. Do you think that we've done a good job with, and you can talk about yourself, with mentoring, with talking to our younger women, with talking to each other and not talking at each other as ladies?
I absolutely do believe we've done a good job of communicating with each other. I also feel that our role as women in any generation is to make correction with love. And therefore, we don't want to offer constructive criticism, but offer feedback. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine if someone says, "Can I offer you some constructive criticism?" That's almost a turnoff. So I
Right.
much rather hear, "Let me offer you some feedback."
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to start saying that feedback. It sounds softer. It doesn't sound so harsh. Like let me give you constructive criticism. I like that. I like that. What about you guys, Annalise and Chandler? How do you feel? Do you think that we've done a good job with bridging the gaps of the different generations?
Natalie, you want to
Oh,
start?
Natalie, look,
I can.
Annalise, you can do it.
I think there's always room for growth. I know personally, I'm open to getting this feedback, criticism, constructive or not. Sometimes I feel like it's necessary to have someone who cares enough to get you together. And I feel that that has been lacking, not necessarily, I'm not speaking House of Hope generally. I'm just talking about in just older women, adult women, in offering feedback. I just think there's more of a space to do it. I think there's more of us who want to hear from you than you may actually realize. It's good to hear from other people. You never know someone's life situation or, whether they have someone at home or in their family who they really look up to get that sort of feedback. So to have it coming from a good place, from women of faith is always nice.
I like that. I like that a lot. Chandler, what do you think about that?
I would definitely have to agree with Natalie's. There is a way to approach. I do know just working with, older women and then women like me in my 20s, my mid 20s, there is a little gap. And like Stephanie was saying, just come with love because now, especially with times have changed, it's just a little different. So just feedback, basically just feedback. We want the feedback, but not like criticizing like everything we do. Just give us some loving feedback, and I believe that's a little more receptive to take. So
Right, right. And one thing that I admire about, okay, let's go through the generations like we do at church. We've got the builders, the boomers, the busters, the bridgers, and the blossoms. So I am a buster. Miss Stephanie, you are a boomer, correct?
Actually, I'm a builder.
What? Wait a minute and stop the show. Stop it. No, ma'am, you are not.
Are you sure?
You
Are
are
you
not a
sure? Let's
builder.
look at those categories again. Tell
Do
me
you
those categories.
look, do you wear brown or do you wear black?
I wear brown.
Okay, well, you're a boomer.
All right, I'll be a boomer.
Look at me. I'm like, wait a minute, you cannot be you just hold on. So you're a boomer. You're a
Thank you for
boomer.
the correction.
Yes. I
Yes.
was about to say, there is no way this woman is a builder. But anyway, so my thing was, I done forgot my question now. Lord have mercy. Okay, we got all the different generations. So my thing is, and Natalise you're a bridger, correct?
I don't, I wear red.
She's a bridger. And Chandler, I believe you're. Look, y'all messing up my whole question. Okay, but that's all right. So I am a buster, so I wear the gray. But I feel like sometimes, how should I say it, with our different generations, we don't admire each other for the things that we bring to the world. And we kind of look at each one as being competitive with the next. So I want to talk to you guys about one thing that you admire, Miss Stephanie, about the younger generation. Natalise and Chandler, I want you to talk about something that you admire about women who are older than you. So what is one thing that you guys admire about each other?
Okay.
Chandler,
I'll start.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Miss Stephanie.
All right. In thinking about the younger generation of women, I truly admire their carefreeness, and they're non-conforming. very carefree. They're very much at ease with being themselves. And I absolutely love that. I absolutely love it.
That's awesome. I never thought about that. Okay. All right. Chandler,
I
what
think
about
that was
you?
very
Go
nice
ahead,
said.
Natalie. She said, I think that was nice. Chandler, what
That
do you
was
think?
nice. What I admire about older women who I look up to is just how they carry themselves. We don't see that now, like poised, distinguished, just sticking to what they know and who they are. So I look up to that part of them because now I feel like people are just searching for themselves more and more, but they know who they are. And that's what I look up to the most.
I like that. I like that. Natalie?
Yeah, and Chandler even used some of the adjectives that I had planned on using. But that's okay because I'll add on to what you said by saying this. What I admire most is the poise through adversity. So I've seen women who have been through everything. Like, I mean, when I hear them tell their stories or talk about things they've experienced, I'm like, and you still look like that? Like, how do you look amazing, hold your head up high, shoulders back, and you've had those kinds of life experiences? So it's something to be said about being able to be poised and graceful, having lived and experienced so many things that, would beat anybody, any lesser person down. Yes.
Right, right. I believe you are telling the truth because even the women at our church, I love how our mothers sit in the corner. You can see them and they're just they come into church and they're glammed up. They look good. And when we do church anniversary, we can see how old they are. And I'm shocked every time. Like, I can't believe you're 97 years old and you walking in here looking like this, or 100 years old, 85 years old, looking so good. But I feel like they've been through so much. And sometimes we miss out on that wisdom, which is what we're talking about during Women of Hope Week, Women of Wisdom, that they have because we're so busy with being who we are. And so in talking about that busyness, I want to talk about careers really quickly. And Miss Stephanie, I know when you started work compared to now, I'm sure things were different. I know you're retired of 26 years. So do you believe that women can have it all? Can you have the house, the car, the husband, the career? Because sometimes we hear from women, I'm gonna put my relationships on hold and I'm gonna beast it out and get the bag and make the money. Do you believe that you can do it all? Or, what is your take on that?
Well, yes, absolutely. I believe that women can have it all and have it all at the same time. I suggest you stress for harmony and not balance. So often I hear women say, things are out of balance. I need to get things in perspective. And yes, we do. Yes, we do. But I think we should strive for harmony and not balance. I think when you're at work, you give work 100%. When you're with family or hubby, you give hubby 100%. I look at it this way. I think we should put on blinders so that we can just be present in the moment. Oftentimes, I hear women say also, I'm going to hold off on that until I can give it 100% of my time. We don't give 100% of our time to anything. Again, it's just being present in the moment and being focused on wherever you are with family. Give family 100% of the time when you're with them.
I love that. And I think that it leads to a lot of our anxiety issues in this generation because we're never present where we are. We're like somewhere else mentally all the time. We're at the next thing. Our minds are always going. That's why we stay on our phones. That's why our attention span is like this big. So I love that. I love that. What about you guys, Natalie?
Well, I am kind of on the fence with this question, and that's only because I have plenty of friends who have, amazing careers and families. but there is a distinct difference in their life and my life. So I am single and I have no children. I sleep 8 or 9 hours a day easily. I don't miss sleep. My friends look at me like I have three heads when I say that, because sometimes when you have the work and the husband and the toddlers, you are losing out on something. I'm not saying you can't have it all, but you're gonna miss some sleep. Right now, if I wanted to, I could pick up and go to any country that's accepting Americans right now. I don't know. I could just get on an airplane and go, right? I just need to shoot a text to my emergency contact and I'm good to go. I can just move differently than someone who has other things happening. So I feel like life, when you're having all of those things, is really about compromise. There's certain things that you can do at certain times, and there's certain things that you can't do at other times. And you just have to appreciate the season that you're in, because as I look at all my mommy friends, I appreciate this season of singleness, because the toddler season where most of my friends are is a rough season. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we spend a lot of time admiring or hoping or heaven forbid coveting everything else, but we got to look at this season and look at what is here and what is there, because there's things to appreciate in both.
That's true. What about you, Chandler?
The crazy thing is I resonate with both sides. So what I have been doing during this pandemic, especially when quarantine first hit, definitely balancing, but then I've realized, like you were saying, Miss Stephanie, finding harmony in what you're doing. Just because you want to do something doesn't mean you have to put your all into it right now. Just wait. And definitely what you were saying, Natalie, is enjoying the season that I am in right now. I'm also single and no children, and I have friends who are married, they have pregnant or have kids already, toddler phase, everything, and they look at me and they're like, I'm just so jealous that you get to do everything. And at first I'm like, well, I'm jealous because you're in a relationship, you're married, everything else like that. You have someone to talk to during quarantine. I don't, besides my parents and my friends. But now looking back, I'm reflect and I am grateful that I do have this time. I've learned so much about myself and just different things that I want to do that I can get done. So I'm finding the harmony. I think I found it actually. So just enjoying where I am and just going for everything is going to happen when it's supposed to happen. So that's
Wow. Wow. I love that. I love that. And I read something that T.D. Jakes said, and he said with his career, he said, you can have it all, just not at the same time. And I think that's kind of what Miss Stephanie said about when you're with your husband, you're with your husband. When you do work, you do work. So it's kind of like a balance and a trade-off in a sense. So, you can't have husband and at the same time and everything just flow cohesively, but it's good to do one thing at a time and make sure that you put all your energy in. That was one of the things that I'll never forget. He said that he was like, you can have it all, just not all at the same time, because something's going to go lacking at some point. But going on to who has been a woman in your life that really assisted you in becoming who you are today? That's what I really wanted to ask for each of you. Who's been a woman, and I'll start with you, Chandler, a woman who's really mentored or assisted you in becoming who you are?
It's so cliche, but I would definitely have to say my mother. I do have an older mom, and that's weird growing up at first because you're like, oh, my friends get to do everything, and I have to be at home by a certain time. But looking back now, I am so grateful because I'm like, thank you for that. Because now I can look back and I just enjoy where I am. But she was very influential. She told me I could do anything that I put my mind to. She's constantly motivating me to accomplish my goals. She's my biggest cheerleader, and I'm just thankful for her wisdom and guidance.
Yeah. Yeah. And the best piece of advice that she's given you, I forgot to ask that, anything that she's given you that you, I know you said that you can do anything. Is that the best thing?
Well, and just be myself, which, that's hard to do when you first hear that, and you're like, oh, and then you see different people doing things, and you want to portray that too. But just be yourself. You are your own unique being, and there's no one else like you. So I've learned to embrace that and just be myself. And being myself has taken me a long way. So
Yeah,
that's
most
the
definitely.
biggest. So.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Natalie, what about you? The most influential woman, and a piece of advice that she gave you.
Yeah, for similar reasons, mine is my mother as well. She told me probably in second or third grade, probably before then, but that's when I can first recall it, to always give everything my 100% and do my very, very best work. Now, she was a teacher, a Sunday school teacher, a classroom teacher. And so I just always used to brush that off as the teacher in her. And so I'd be up late at night doing projects, and my lines wouldn't be straight, or I'd use messy handwriting, and she would be like, we don't do that. We turn in our best work. And that little life lesson, went with me, to what I consider it really mattering, college, law school, jobs, where now when other people are willing to turn in junk, I'm like, I'm not signing my name on, good work, my best work. And I only found out much later in life that the Bible says, do everything as unto the Lord, that we should do everything as unto the Lord. And why wouldn't we do our best work in all things? I even have heard, I think her name's Joyce Meyer, say, that's why I push the grocery cart back at the grocery store and don't leave it like just, rolling around the parking lot, because that's not being excellent. Do everything as unto the Lord, even little things like pushing the grocery cart back. So she said that, and that stuck with me. So in my life, I just always aim to do my very best and be excellent in all ways that I can.
Yeah. Miss Stephanie, what about you?
Well, Laria, I'm going to jump on the same wagon as these two young ladies. My mom, of course, I'm going to respond that way as well. The best advice I received from my mother was really unspoken. I believe it was Les Brown that said, what you do speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you say. And I saw how my mother loved and cared for and made sacrifices for our family. And what I learned from her was just to always value family, no matter what. Wrap your arms around family, be there for family, and support each other. And our family unit, our community is small, but it's strong.
That's right. I love that. Well, ladies, we are done. I enjoyed y'all. Look, we don't have any translation problems amongst us at all. But I think what we need to do is more of what we did. It's just talking to each other and developing relationships and not counting people out because of their age. And that goes for younger women, older women, in between women, because every woman has a story, and you all have a story as well. So thank you guys for coming on the Pink Table Talk. I'm so glad y'all came.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to have them back to talk some more about being lost in translation or other things. So make sure that you tune in to the Pink Table Talk next time. I'm your host, Laria Reed. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Hey, Queen.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey, sis. It's almost that time again.
For Women of Hope Week.
I would like to invite you to come hang out with us
virtually on March the 8th through the 14th
We've got some exciting plans for you the entire week.
We want to see you there.
You definitely don't want to miss it.